threat information. Anyway, I'm joined right now by New York Congressman Steve Israel. I think if you want to cause trouble in this country, threaten New York. It is the media capital of the world. It is like an old, I don't know, jukebox or something. Not a jukebox, pinball machine. All the lights and bells go off if you say New York. Are you worried up there?
Well, look, we've known that New York has been a threat since 9/11. We live with this every day. We live with it when we see the grisly images in Paris. I mean, this is life as we know it. So while the federal government says it's not a credible threat, it may not be a credible threat, it's a threat to my constituents. We worry about it. We should worry about it. And that's why we've just got to make sure that we've got the vigilance necessary to protect against it.
Well, let's talk about something real, and that is the probable flow of migrants. Of course, they're called refugees into this country from Syria itself. You're going to vote on that issue tomorrow. How do you see this Republican measure, which is apparently is attractive to a lot of Democrats, which would make it tougher to get into this country as a refugee?
Well, look, I'm hoping and I'm working for a bipartisan resolution that stipulates two things. Number one, that we're going to keep the American people safe. You know, there's not a Republican or a Democrat, Chris, in Congress who doesn't believe that we should do more to keep the American people safe. So that is our top priority. That's got to be just absolutely implicit in this bill. At the same time, I just want to make sure that where you have a Syrian mom who's trying to protect a child from radicalization and indoctrination, or even worse, from torture by ISIS, who's fleeing ISIS, that we don't slam the door on that person, that we don't send those people back to be radicalized and indoctrinized. So where there are common sense exceptions, and I think most Americans agree with this, where there are common sense exceptions that don't pose a threat, we ought to allow for those exceptions where they don't pose a threat. But first and foremost, our job is to keep the American people safe. And I hope that we can have a vote on a resolution tomorrow that embraces those two notions.
Thank you so much. U.S. Congressman